Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, and Rick and I were already out cleaning the chicken coop, and he thawed some of Nugget's water because it is frozen. And it was not easy cleaning up her coop area, but I did it because we have this scraper thing that we use when like if she poops on the deck, so we can flip it into the backyard. But everything was frozen, so I had to use that to scrape out her poop. But it's done, it's cleaned up, and she's happy. She got a biscuit, so that made her very happy. And it is now time for story time with Miss Paula. So let's say hi to all our friends out there. Hi, Joe. Hi, Evelyn in Arizona. Hi, Emmy. Hi, Jake. Hi, Rory. Hi, Milan. Hi, Meadow. Hi, Nora. Hi, Jack. Hi, Woody. Hi, Ethan. Hi, Leo. Hi, MJ. Hi, Kaylee. Hi, Vincent. Hi, Anthony. Hi, Christopher. Can't forget Christopher. Hi, Christopher. Hi, Eric. Hi, Evan. Hi, Jackson. Hi, John. Hi, Alexandra. Hi, Callum. Hi, Carl. Hi, Brian. Hi, Trey. Hi, Vicente. Hi, Sodi. And hi to everyone else who is watching. If you'd like me to mention you by name, just put it in the comments and I will. So today's book is A Gift for Popo by Katrina Liu. And I'm guessing illustrated by Hero Setiawan. And it's a bilingual children's book. It's written in traditional Chinese, English, and Pinyin. And I see, oh my goodness, I see all different kinds of, I'm going to guess, Chinese food. It looks delicious. I see dumplings, different kinds of dumplings and noodles. And I see fruit. And I see looks like a birthday cake. Well, we're going to see. And this is dedicated from my mom, Miles, Mina, and Leah. No one has ever become poor by giving. And that's a quote from Anne Frank. Anne Frank was a very important young woman. And I don't know if any of you out there are old enough to have learned about the Holocaust. I don't want to be the one to teach you about it. It was a terrible time and terrible and awful what happened. But we have Anne Frank's diary to read to give us hope for the future. So when you get older, you can read that book. It's very, very meaningful and very important. Okay. A Gift for Popo, written by Katrina Liu, and illustrated by Hero